Hey everybody, it's Jay. I'm going to read the note that I made and then I'm going to extend on it for us. Okay, so my note says the swaying tree needs to sway. Swaying does not affect its growth but helps the stability. Okay, I heard this somewhere. I'm sure I heard it somewhere. And I was like, gotta talk about that, gotta extend on that. This is firing up things in my brain and I've got to talk about it. So, when a tree is growing, essentially, and when it is swayed by the wind, it's not always a situation where the stronger winds will break it. Rather, it will send a message to its roots to let it know, hey, I need a bit more stability here. This environment we're in needs a little bit more from us. So let's make whatever changes we need to make sure that we can make it through this life in this environment. I just love that analogy. So we may find ourselves in any kind of environment at any point in time. But ultimately what is important is the fact that we go back to our foundation whenever we find that we need to and reiterate, re-elaborate, or work on building new things that we may need to reinforce that stability within ourselves so that we would be able to take ourselves forward, to take ourselves through and just continue with the surety that we have this and we've got this and we don't need to stress. It's easier said than done, but it's one step at a time. And I love analogies like this because analogies are just another way to work on changing a perspective, changing a way someone is thinking, a way someone is speaking, whether it be how they're speaking to themselves or how they're speaking to others, how they're speaking to others about themselves. There's the littlest of things that have the greatest of effects, kind of like the butterfly effect. It's just a very, very thought-provoking thing. It's a very thought-provoking thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of people tend to get worried when thought-provoking things tend to tap on their shoulder, knock on their door. But, well, that's a safety mechanism. We're so used to being in our comfort zone. Stepping out of the comfort zone is like a whole new world, a scary new world because it's nothing that's familiar, and we are creatures of familiarity. Creatures of familiarity don't really tend to choose to be adapted or adapting to change. But in a previous video I made, I can remember talking about change, and I spoke about how change is the only constant thing in life is change. I still remember saying that, and it is true. The only constant thing in life is change. So staying in your comfort zone may work, but eventually the universe is gonna knock you out of there and be like, okay, time for something new, time for something that's gonna push you to achieve what it is that you know up in your mind you've been going on and 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 on about wanting to get to, wanting to achieve, wanting to accomplish. And that's the beauty of it all. That is the beauty of it all. And something else, that swaying tree and the communication with its roots, it's similar to us needing to go back to our foundation and being able to work on our foundation, build on our foundation, and therefore have a more solid standing in whatever situation it is that we find ourselves in. So yeah, I thought that was something quite profound, and I could go more in depth, but No, maybe that's for when I start a podcast. For now, just wanting to keep it a bit more shorter, sweeter, simple, and one step at a time. One step at a time. If you need to go back to your foundation and put another brick in it, whether it's a brick that you needed to make to fit into a specific gap, aka something that you found yourself needing to build for yourself and put into place such that you then go on to live a life in a way that's more suited to how you need to be, believing, thinking, seeing things, adapting. Let your roots do what they need to do thereafter. You work on yourself and let your belief in the fact that you've done the work, you've made the efforts, let that be what leads you forward to continue and lead you. Go with the flow of it. Go with the flow of it. All right. I'm going to end this one here. Love you guys a lot. And I hope you're enjoying your day. Mwah.